What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Boozer here. Thanks for stopping by. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the current existing events and what we should do to maximize our efficiency in these events. Keep in mind that these events are probably not for everybody because it's probably just Plarium's way of trying to empty everybody's resource reserve before the Asgard Divide events will be dropping, which is happening on the 21st. So if we look on the calendar here, we have kind of limited events happening up until the 21st. We can kind of expect maybe some kind of, my expectation is probably going to be a prism shard event coming on the 20th to 21st or till the rest of the week or whatever. But I'm expecting a prism event soon just because of the most recent faction unity champion, which was introduced into the game, but no event has been given to that champion. Anyways, there is a spider tournament, sand devil tournament, and champion training tournament. This champion training tournament is for the Wukong skin, which is kind of pretty low value in terms of winning a champion training tournament. But there's some pretty good value here for the champion training. Obviously, some of these big coins, big resources are pretty hard to come by. Like if you think about this 500 big resource here, that's basically 10 of the big golden essences. Which can potentially take you, like, I would say probably like 4 or 5 days, maybe a week of like constant farming to get. So it's pretty good return, to be honest. 10,300 for a book is probably average, slightly below average. We see this around 11,000 quite often. The lowest I've seen this was 9,000, so it's somewhere in the middle. Primal Shard at 8,100. Personally, I'm going to try to go for this Primal Shard. Actually, I'm going to probably go for all of it, to be honest. These top end rewards are really nice. I don't really care about this Wukong skin at all. After that, we have the Spider Tournament. It does have conditions, and I'm going to go over how we can triple dip in all of these events. So we got the Champion Training, Spider Tournament, and we have this Hero's Path that no one really cares about. But basically, it's for the Scored Soul here, which is super overpriced. And I definitely don't recommend doing anything with this Hero's Path. I have 9,000 points basically from Dungeon Divers only, just using extra energy that was going to expire. So with that all being said, let's see how we can actually maximize our efficiency in all of this. So basically, Hero's Path is basically a dungeon diving event and a summon rush event. If you don't plan on pulling shards, then you're just going to be doing this via the dungeon diving route. So we got Spider Tournament, which, you know, obviously gives dungeon diving points. Champion Training Tournament, which can give dungeon diving points as well if you want to go through campaign. So we're going to go through Spider Tournament, and there is a very solid way of doing this. So you can actually hit all three. So you can do Spider, you can do Champion Training, and you can do Dungeon Diving. The best thing about this Spider Tournament is that it's not a turn attack tournament. If it was a turn attack tournament, then obviously you want to strive for the best turn count, the lowest turn count team you have. Which is obviously very difficult. But if it's just a regular tournament, just amassing points, you can have many different combinations of this. And it's a great tournament or great event to try to add food into this so that you can hit the champion training as well while you're completing the Spider Tournament. And then obviously you're getting Hero's Path points along the way. So you're hitting 3 events, doing 1. So your energy goes a long way here. So I'm going to show you guys a couple teams here that can kind of work for this, one of which I'm using and it's working out really well. So you can see here I'm already working on this quite a bit. I'm probably going to go for the top one, and then I'm probably going to switch over to campaign to do my energy just leveling champions for training in campaign, because it's just, in the end, it's more efficient. Obviously doing Spider with food is very efficient, but it's not as efficient as strictly focusing on food itself. So that's when I'll probably switch over. But let's have a quick look at the teams I got for you. So obviously this team is like kind of a no-brainer. You got 3 Coldhearts here with the Lydia. The Lydia, I assume that you probably have Lydia. If you don't have Lydia, you can go Ghostborn, and then you can go maybe 4 Coldhearts, for example. Keep in mind we are using only champions from the Corrupted Alliance, which is these 4 banners here: Demon Spawn, Undead Horde, Dark Elves, and Night Revenant. So this is important because when you place food in these teams, you have to make sure that they're from these banners. Otherwise, it won't register, of course. So with that in mind, let's jump to Spider 20, which is Spirit Affinity here. And then we're going to do this run here. This run is pretty much going to always succeed unless Lydia drops the decreased defense. This is going to be based on how strong your cold hearts are. If you can't do it with 3 cold hearts, you can do 4 cold hearts and skip the food. This will probably increase the win percentage because obviously if you have 4 cold hearts pumping damage, then you can maybe offset the decreased defense from Lydia if it gets resisted once in a while. Keep in mind the spider is very slow on Dragon on stage 20. It's going to be only 95 speed. So you can basically just have 3 cold hearts cranked up to the moon in terms of crit damage to try to do as much damage as possible. Keep in mind also up to stage 20, there is no cap on the enemy max HP hit. So your cold hearts could be, like I said, cranked up to the moon, and they could be doing insane amounts of damage to the spider without any kind of max HP cap. If you don't have the cold hearts built out, you could use Husk in a pinch. Husk is negative affinity to the spirit affinity here. So you might want to consider changing affinities just for speed efficiency or consistency. But I mean, you might fail once in a while or not. But if you have 4 max HP hitters usually give you extra room for damage, so you have excess damage. So maybe having the Husk there just to like finish it off might be okay. Just a suggestion. Obviously, changing the difficulty, maybe you can do Spider 19, for example, is fine. By doing stage 20, you maximize your efficiency on the points. So you're getting roughly about 1 point per energy. So in terms of energy spend, you're spending one of the least amount of energy by doing stage 20, but you're just not getting really good gear. So anyways, let's jump into this run. I'll show you guys the stats on how to do this super efficiently, obviously. So decreased defense and weaken from Lydia. Slam 2.1 million, 1.8 million, 2.1 million. So you can kind of see here my 3 cold hearts just kind of do the work pretty easily. For 16 energy, we get 26 path points and then 16 of the spider points. So, and we get 1 point from our food. So it's kind of like an easy way to do it. You're super efficient with the energy. Obviously, not everyone's going to have 3 cold hearts built out. I understand that. There's going to be other teams that can do this. So I'm going to show you guys something else here after I show you guys the stats on this team. So I'll show you guys the stats on this team real quick just to see how it goes. So the first cold heart is 292 crit damage, and that's going to deal about 2.1 million damage to the big spider. After that, we have 273 crit damage here from the second cold heart, which is dealing about 1.7, 1.8. And then the last one, we had 336 crit damage, which was dealing 2.2 million damage to the boss. Not all these cold hearts have masteries, only this one does. Otherwise, they don't have masteries at all. Like I said, the spider speed is 95, so you don't really need, this speed or anything like that. You could bring a little bit of accuracy, which helps, maybe like 200 accuracy, just to bring back the spider's turn meter a little bit, but honestly it doesn't really matter. Lydia here, just enough accuracy to land her decreased defense and weaken. Also keep in mind that blessings and stuff like that are not super important. These ones like Phantom Touch and Cruelty basically just increase the damage from the cold hearts, but like I said, there's so much excess damage here, you don't really need the blessings on them. Aim for about 250 crit damage if you have 4 cold hearts. If you have 3 cold hearts, try for 300 crit damage if you can. Like I said, speed of the spider is only 95, so you can definitely crank up the cold hearts to deal more damage this way if you want to be maximizing this strategy with 1 food. Again, keep in mind that the food needs to be from the Corrupted Alliance. Okay, let's jump into another team here that you can triple dip in the current events as well. And that's going to be with this guy, Akoth. Akoth is a epic that you get from the normal Doom Tower. So it's, I believe, the second epic after Archmage Helmet. And he can actually solo farm stage 20 here. I'll show you guys how it goes, and I'll show you guys the build right afterwards. Like I said, keep in mind that the food needs to be Corrupted Alliance. So I'm using, obviously Corrupted Alliance. So the thing with Akoth is that he has AoE HP burn, and the AoE HP burn will slowly whittle down the spider. And as long as your Akoth is built relatively well, it should be able to survive this and clear this with very consistent results. So he is packing healing in his kit. He packs shield in his kit, which gives him a little bit of extra sustain, but you do need to give him a healing set. So regeneration set is the best set for him for this strategy. You can kind of see here all the spiderlings undergo HP burn, and then they slowly start getting whittled down, and then the big mama will get whittled down as well. There you go. She does heal, but you have enough HP pool that you will survive the damage for at least the early stages. Keep in mind that the spider does ramp up her damage over time, so you don't have forever to kill her. And yeah, this is positive affinity for your Akoth, so your Akoth also has chances for weak hits and all that stuff. So it should be a relatively safe run here. So very, very nice. Akoth, nice and healthy. Very, very good. And done. So 90 seconds. Akoth, stage 20 with 4 food. How much, like, it's super efficient, right? Like you get the energy spend, 16 energy, you get 16 spider points, you get the heroes points, hero path points, and you get the training points as well. Incredibly efficient for energy. You get 90 seconds here. Yes, the timing is not the best, relatively speaking, but it's still very good. Let's show you guys the team setup here for Akoth. So Akoth here, we prioritize HP burn and then his shielding afterwards. With the bonuses from the spider, 275 speed with enough resistance and accuracy. His resistance for stage 20 needs to be about 300 to 90% resist most of the poisons coming his way. Poisons is basically just gonna whittle down his HP pool. If you have something similar to this, you don't even need something this high because he was doing pretty good. So maybe even like 60k with like 3.5k would be fine. Speed is important because he needs to cycle through his HP burns and his shield and stuff. So about 300 accuracy, about 300 resistance, about 200 accuracy is all you really need on Akoth. And then the food doesn't really matter. I'll show you guys the gear here real quick. I did have some questions asking me about Akoth. But Akoth here is in a regeneration set, and that's pretty much all you need. You don't need like an immortal set on top of this. So just a regeneration set. And like I said, the stats on him weren't super in like critical. Like these are overkill stats. You can definitely do it with much less. In terms of books, obviously fully book them out. Blessings, nothing here, nothing needed. If you had something here, maybe you could take something to increase, something to reduce his damage. I don't know, whatever. You don't need one. Masteries, I think masteries are very important here because masteries kind of like just enhance this current build. So obviously something to give him more healing from his set. Reduction from the damage AoE is very important. This one's really nice as well. Heals this champion every time the spider heals, which is pretty nice, of course. Having the delayed death is really good because he will take less damage from the big spider over time. And then actually Harvest of Spare actually works really good because Akoth does place Fear once in a while. And if you can land one leech on like a little spiderling, that's going to give you some extra healing, give you nicely topped up, no problem. If I were to fully complete this, I would probably take, I don't know, one of these guys afterwards. And then for support, I took extra HP. You can definitely take accuracy. For shield bearer, you could I like this one because it increases his shield. This one gives you extra accuracy, and like I said, this helps a lot because obviously the spiderlings give you the full 16 basically all the time. Celerity gives you more turn meter, which is really nice. If I were to complete the masteries, I would probably go down to Oppressor for more speed, and then I'll probably go down to Spirit Haste for more speed. So if you have full masteries on him, take Spirit Haste and take Oppressor, and then your base speed doesn't even need to be that high. My base speed on this guy is 275 for this dungeon. You can probably run with like 250, 240 and have those masteries. So whatever your gear works, for me, like I don't even need to fill out those masteries, and this guy works super fine. Yeah, 90-second run with food. I mean, how much? It's awesome, right? It's awesome. But anyways, I'm going to show you guys the ultra endgame team that I'm using in the strategy for this triple dipping. So let's jump right into that. All right, guys. So the most endgame way you can actually triple dip these 3 current events is probably with Eric's, and then you run 4 food, and this is on hard 10 spider. Super nice build here. This is like perfect. This is exactly what you want. Exactly what you want. These 3 events work perfectly for this combination here, and I'll show you guys exactly what's happening. So this is my Eric's build. He takes the first hit because my Eric's is slow. Doesn't matter anyways. So the stuns get placed, and then obviously with the Harvested Spear, a leech comes down. The leech really helps here. Obviously keeps the Eric's topped up. You can kind of see here, gets turn meter. She is running a Slayer set, so that's why she's getting all this turn meter. Her passive helps her run turn meter, gets her turn meter as well. All she really needs is one leech, and then she can just benefit from that. There are different strategies and different ways you can build your Erics. I'll go over that when we go over the gear sets. But yeah, like I said, this is hard 10, so this is a little bit less efficient than Dungeon 20, but it's honestly not that much worse. And you have a chance at obviously 6-star mythical gear. And you know, unless you've been farming Spider like extensively forever with like unlimited energy, you're probably going to still benefit from some, you know, some accessories, obviously banners and stuff like that. So there you go. Pretty consistent. Minute 05, minute 10, minute, but very consistent here. We spent 20 energy. We got 20 points for the Spider dungeon. We got 16 points for training, and we got 38 points for the path. Very nice. Don't need that. And I'll show you guys the build and setup here real quick. I did do a showcase on this Eric's build a long time ago. I've upgraded it since. So basically you just, you know, you have to run presets, unfortunately, because she does place the ally protection, and it's not really something you really want. So you just turn it off, and then you just want her to basically use her A2 and A1. These are the stats on her for this dungeon. You need accuracy on her, unfortunately, so that she can place the stun. I'll show you guys the gear here real quick. You got Eric's here. She is in, I got her in 6-piece Slayer, and the only reason she's in 6-piece Slayer here is because she gets extra 30% damage. So this kind of speeds up the run a little bit, makes you kill the little spiderlings faster, so it deals more damage to the big mama. If the little spiderlings survive for whatever reason, then the big mama consumes them and then gains a little bit more health. So having the ignore defense really helps. You can definitely run 4 pieces here. The 4-piece set is totally fine in Slayer for Eric's. You do need to make her a little bit faster, just because if the run, like I said, progresses, the spider will gain more and more damage on her AoE. So you don't want the run to progress too long, so you need to make her a little bit faster. So right now I have her at like 220 speed. I think this is a good amount of speed for her. Defense, pretty low. HP, okay. But because I can kill the spiderlings relatively quickly, I don't take too much damage ever. Accuracy, you want about 300, 330 accuracy versus the hard 20 stage, so that you can actually land your stuns. And then based on her masteries here, I have her with Helm Smasher, deal more damage. This one, Methodical, so you do more damage to A1. You want Harvest Despair, so you can occasionally land your Leech. And then obviously Retribution for extra A1s. Life Drinker for some more healing as well. Whirlwind of Death is pretty good. You can gain more speed when you kill stuff. And then Wrath of the Slain, obviously very good when you're running food. She has to be fully booked, unfortunately. Hero Soul is the goat blessing for her. And then, yeah, so generally you could run a little bit lower crit damage, more HP, for example, more defense, and then faster speed. That works totally fine. There's different variations. You could run 4-piece Slayer, and then 4-piece Lifesteal with no accuracy, so that could definitely help, because the Lifesteal set basically gives you built-in healing. We can check out the Lifesteal set. You kind of forget about what this thing does. Heals by 30% of the damage dealt. So Leech, I believe, is like 16 or 17%, so Leech is not as good, but you don't really need that much healing, you know, from this part, from the damage dealt part. So 30% from Lifesteal plus a 4-piece Slayer set also works. And yeah, in that build, you don't need accuracy. So for Slayer only, you do need accuracy, because you need to land the stuns and you need to land the occasional Harvest Despair. But that's about it for the Erics. I'm not going to do a full showcase on this video, but just to give you guys some ideas on what's happening here and how to triple dip in these current events. This is a really nice, you know, setup, I guess, in terms of like efficiency for energy. So I'm going to take advantage of it and do as much as I can under these conditions right now. But anyways, have a great Sunday, guys. Hopefully you guys are, saving your resources for the Asgard divide. I think that's a good strategy overall, and to take a couple days off. But anyways, if you guys are planning to participate in these events, here are some teams for you guys. Hopefully help you guys out. Anyways, have a great day. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think and what you guys are doing, and I'll see you guys in the next video.